Shall we begin?
Welcome to the Happy MonsterCast. I'm your host, Scott Marchand Davis of Happy Monster Press.
Let's begin now.
This week on the Happy MonsterCast, a strange request leads the Ghost Wardens to a bit of ghost busting. This podcast contains adult language and adult situations. Previously on the Happy MonsterCast. Ghost Mountain, the isolated temple where the unruly dead return to their proper place in hell. Meet the Ghost Wardens, holy warriors dedicated to the service of the underworld kings, battling the undead and laying them to rest. Here, Bolt Fist Jiao, master of music sorcery, Cheerful Fan, who smiles through his sorrow, Ebullient Gong Gou, dog devil and fire sorcerer, Sneaky Chao, silent assassin, and Jung Soo, ox devil blade master, stand ready to return the unruly dead to hell. The Ghost Wardens have arrived in Capital City, but the Emperor has refused to see them. Now they are exploring the city, and Knives is about to have a strange encounter. So let me recap. You are in Capital City, and the inevitable army of undead is on its way here. So you're trying to get support from the Emperor, but the last time you went, he blew you off. You've heard rumors and seen in the mirror of ever-present sight that they are forming Imperial Wardens, which would be a rival or perhaps even counter to the power of the Ghost Wardens. And so you've been kicking around the town and you encountered a snake devil and assisted the snake devil with obtaining her tax money from Minister Walong, who turned out to be not Minister Walong, but an imposter replaced by the head from a hungry tree. So that's disturbing. And then when you returned to your house, you received a message ostensibly from Useful Tan, although a little strange because he was saying he welcomed you to Capital City and you've just been interacting with him on the matter of Blue Ox Walong, about a haunting at the house of Sirius Han, the Lesser Minister of the East, where he and his son Champion Han are being haunted. According to the letter, Sirius Han is unlikely to invite you into his home to investigate, but you might be able to approach and convince Champion Han, who lunches each day in Scholar Row near the Sword Mountain School. The letter also said that the Imperial Wardens within days will be taking care of the ghost matter themselves, so if you want to intervene, you'll need to act quickly.
Wow.
That sounds like an invitation to go find this guy and interrupt his lunch.
All right. You absolutely can go over to Scholars Row, where all of the martial societies hang out. And it's not hard to find the Sword Mountain School. And it's
Why
also
did Lazy Walong pretend he didn't know us, though? That's sort of weird.
Blue Ox.
Yeah.
Well, he pretended he didn't know you because he was not, in fact, Blue Ox Walong.
Oh. That's also weird.
Yep. No, he was replaced by a hungry tree head.
Right.
And so
I'm going to think about this.
So you see,
don't hurt yourself.
What are you trying to say?
So you see blue and white banners outside hung on the Sword Mountain School, and at a restaurant across the way, you see several students sitting there wearing blue and white as well. You presume to be students at the school.
Those guys look like students.
So, do we know? Can we tell from dress or manner or like how everybody's behaving which one of these guys is Champion Han?
You can't.
I'm gonna go ask him.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So I go ask him.
Said, "Oh, you're looking for Champion?
Yeah.
He's right over there." And they indicate a tall, broad-shouldered, handsome young man of perhaps 16 or 17.
Oh,
But
that's a little young.
Although tall, broad-shouldered, and handsome, he does also look kind of pale and exhausted. And you see his hands shaking on his chopsticks when he's trying to eat.
He looks, I dare say, haunted.
Dun dun dun. Hey there. Let's go say hi. Let's go say hi.
Okay.
All right. So we'll go
Grab some food and sit down next to him.
Okay. So
Lunch buddies.
he looks at you suspiciously. Who are you people?
We, sir, are Ghost Wardens.
Ghost Wardens?
And I understand you are having a problem with ghosts.
You must be sent by the heavens. Yes, my house is haunted. I can't sleep. Or when I do, I wake up with bruises. He pulls the sleeve of his uniform back and you see bruises on one of his forearms. I see things out of the corner of my eye, and a few times heavy things have fallen and just missed me. Could you come and look? It would save my life.
Sure.
Can we
Tap
go
him on
now?
the head to make sure it's not wood.
Can we go now? I'm going to peer at him suspiciously.
Yeah, sure. I mean, is there any reason to think that? So, with a notice roll, I mean, is there any reason to think that he's being anything other than genuine?
Give me the roll. So far, you all think that he seems legit.
All right. So my thinking here is that if we help him with his ghost problem, he'll be on our side and he'll be able to kind of sway the voting in the councils.
Certainly could, there's a potential for him to influence his father in that regard.
Yeah.
Oh, also a reminder, Frank, you'll
They're
be
also
playing
ghosts, and it's our job.
Yes. Also, it's a reminder also, Frank, that you'll be playing Bolt Fist for this purpose.
Oh, okay.
So he heads you over to the Han estate, which is a very nice mansion in the high rent district. And so they lead you inside, and he says, "Diligent Wa, come, there are Ghost Wardens." And a youngish man, maybe 25 years old, comes over and bows and says, "Greetings, Ghost Wardens. You are here to I hope to clear this house of its haunting."
We endeavor to do so. Tell us the details. When do you see this apparition? When do you see events? Please explain.
Oh, yes. We have heard, I am the major domo. Okay, so immediately that seems weird because the major domo of an imperial minister, this guy's kind of absurdly young for that job.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, he says, "We have heard moans and creaking floors at night, and neither I nor any of my staff spend the night inside anymore. Thus far, we've seen nothing happen by day. The whole thing began perhaps 5 or 6 weeks ago."
Has anything changed? Were there any changes that happened? What was different between before it started and after it started?
Champion scratches his head. Diligent, I can't think of anything. Can you? No, that just suddenly these things started happening and they seem to be escalating, perhaps. Yes, I've been having more and more experiences that I can't explain.
Like what?
Like heavy things falling near me and just missing, or waking up bruised.
That's pretty much exactly what he said earlier, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Let me see your sleeping room, your sleeping pal in the bedroom.
Yeah, so he takes you to his room. It's quite opulent. And there's a couple hours before sundown. Diligent Wa comes along. Master Champion, your father has sent word. He will be arriving home late. Imperial business at the palace.
Hey, how old are you?
Who you're talking to?
The major domo.
He looks a little taken aback. He says, I've just reached my 24th year. Why do you ask?
You've got such a baby face. Isn't that kind of weird?
Aren't you a little young to be a major domo?
Well, when the Hans moved into this manor 4 years ago, they replaced all of their staff.
That's weird, no?
I'm going to do a notice on this story of his.
Okay. He doesn't seem to be prevaricating in any way. Says, yes, it seems they wanted a fresh start for some reason. The old staff were paid very well and sent to post things outside the city. I was very happy to have this opportunity.
Are any of the old staff still around?
As I said, they were all posted outside the city.
Like just outside the city?
I can't really say. I just know that when I was hired, we were told the staff would be unavailable for consultation from the old manor. Rumors fly, of course, among the higher serpents, and from what I understand, they were sent to several other cities around the empire, mostly far away.
Interesting. So, are we in the bedroom now?
Yes.
Ghost events. All right, I'm going to use occult and sort of see if I sense anything.
Okay. Right now, you don't, but in general, the supernatural world tends to be more active at night. So nightfall will be in a couple of hours, and you can see what happens then.
Okay.
In the meantime, while you're waiting, Ghost Wardens, Diligent Wa will be happy to provide you with refreshment. So he leads you into a lounge, and Champion sits down with you to have some tea and light snacks. And so you wait out the sun. And the moment the last rays of sunlight stop coming in through the window, the light turns slightly bluish, at least to your senses.
Okay.
And there's a chill in the room.
All right, I'm going to do another occult check.
You don't really need to, because a figure appears in the room next to Champion. And you're pretty sure it's a ghost with that roll.
Even I can't be too sure.
Hey, Cheerful! I think I found it!
What? I don't see anything. What?
Over there!
Oh, boy.
The ghost.
What, behind the ghost?
The ghost is staring at Champion with hate in his eyes. He looks like a boy of about 12 with crutches and the white, drawn features of the dead.
Ooh. Can we talk to the ghost?
You can certainly try.
Spirit. Oh, spirit. What are you doing here? What is your enmity against Champion Han?
I am Champion Han. He's an imposter. My father murdered me and replaced me with him because I was sick. because I couldn't fight or walk. He took everything from me, even my name. It's not fair.
That's weird.
So if we look over
Wow,
at
he got upset very quick.
corporeal champion Han, what's his expression right now?
He looks scared and he's shaking a bit, but not being a ghost warden, he may not have heard any of that.
So I'm gonna. Okay. How do we know that the ghost isn't lying?
You don't.
Well, what if I'll do a notice check on the ghost.
Yep. From your experience with ghosts, you think he's probably telling the truth. Or at least as he knows it or understands it.
All right. So
how much would we have known about him from local knowledge?
You can make a common knowledge roll at -2 because you're not from the capital.
I'm just wondering, like, would we have known if he was crippled?
I know nothing.
Yeah. You're like, who is this guy?
Cheerful Han? Never heard of him.
You have not heard anything in the capital. You've not heard much about Champion Han at all, other than he's a promising young lad.
What the hell? Come on, Bolt Fist.
And Serious Han kind of dotes on him. But you've certainly heard no rumors about him being crippled or anything of the sort.
So I think we confront the living Cheerful Han or Champion Han and say, the spirit is present in the room and says that that you are not the true Champion Han.
But that's ridiculous. Would you like to persuade or intimidate him?
Yeah, I want to persuade him that it's in his best interest to come clean.
Parlay to the side for a second.
Yeah.
Why don't we divide and conquer here? You keep hammering at him. I want to see if the ghost can lead us to his body.
Oh, okay. All right, I will do that.
All right. Well, 3 is not going to get you very far.
Let me re-roll that. What is with these critical failures?
Your stupid coin did it.
He's vehemently denying it. Perhaps someone would care to try the intimidation route instead. I don't know if any of you even have that.
Okay, so I think I have intimidation.
I don't think any of you have intimidation.
I've got performance.
Oh, I have under additional stats. I've got this intimidation busting heads thing.
The not so nice way, but that uses the intimidation skill.
Which I don't. Oh no, I maximized something. That was my bad.
Would anyone else like to try to persuade or intimidate him, since Cheerful seems to be choking this evening?
Wow. That's
Bolt Fist can give it a try.
Okay.
Seeing how he's here and all.
Can't do any worse. Okay. So at first he's really resistant, but finally Bolt Fist's like basically says, look, you're going to have to come cleaner. We're not going to be able to help you. He says, I know father had a son before me, but he got sick and died. He said he couldn't have children anymore and needed an heir. I was poor, but he liked the look of me, said I had potential. I worked hard to be the heir he needed. It's not my fault his first son died. The ghost jumps in with, sick. My father drowned me to clear the way for this one. Then he moved the house and changed the staff so nobody would know the urchin he picked up from the street wasn't me. just me with a few expensive churs. I've been wandering the streets for years until a month or two ago, I got a jolt of strength and I was able to find my father and my replacement. Now I would like you to make occult rolls.
Okay.
I'm not very good at occult.
No, I think Bolt Fist is the best of you at occult. Well, wait, no, that's right. That was persuasion. Yeah, no, actually, Ebullient is the best at occult. But Cheerful, examining the ghost, you don't think this is a very strong ghost at all. Basically, if you punch it as a Ghost Warden, it's going to go straight to hell.
Bam.
So,
Problem solved.
Mhm.
well, so I tell the ghost, look, I mean, you seem like a truthful sort of ghost, and this is a tragic thing that happened to you. Not just tragic, but abhorrent. This is an abominable thing that happened to you. But you are punishing, this person here for the sins of your father. That's not right.
I will not rest until they are both punished. I want them dragged before the court. I want them humiliated in front of the city.
Well, they won't be humiliated without some sort of a proof. Where is the body? Where is your body that was drowned? How do we, provide evidence of his perfidy and his actions? Otherwise, this will just be, nothing will happen.
I can easily lead you to my body. My father sealed it under the floor at the old manor.
Okay.
To the old manor.
Da.
Oh boy.
All right. So I explained to Champion Han what's going on. And, if we do find evidence of murder here, then we're bound to, it's our responsibility to see that the ghosts are laid to rest and the justice is done.
But if you bring my father to trial and it's revealed that I'm not champion, I will lose everything. At best, I'll end up back in the hovel from whence I came. At worst, perhaps even in prison.
If you are truly your father's adoptive son, then inheritance will still be yours. You have to have a different name because the name belongs to another. But as an adopted son,
I would like academics roles.
Oh, I don't know how good I was at that either.
That's an unskilled for me.
I think Bolt Fist might have academics.
Bolt Fist is smart.
Oh.
Hold on.
You might be unskilled, but you're pretty knowledgeable.
There's Bolt Fist.
Thought I had rolled it.
Okay. Bolt Fist is pretty confident that if this came before a judge, that the false champion would in fact be disinherited. Also, that Sirius Han, being a minister of the Empire, would be unlikely to face any jail time, but certainly would be disgraced and probably removed from office at some point, but then would also be, of course, a bitter enemy to your cause with the Council of Ministers and the Emperor.
Okay. So sidebar with my compatriots. We step away from the ghost. Dragging this guy before the court will not do our cause any good. And it will not put this ghost to rest after these guys have been destroyed. So what I propose is the following. We lay the ghost to rest ourselves. And then once we have the knowledge of where the body is, and then we use that information as leverage over these living guys to get them to do what we want.
We lay the ghost to rest. Are we actually setting it to peace, or are we sending it to hell?
You're sending it to hell either way, but there's the punching it to hell way and the completing its karma and moving on gently way. It's your discretion, though. You're the Ghost Wardens.
The only way that we're going to get it to lay its to satisfy its karma is if we destroy this guy's life and destroy the life of the father and create a bitter enemy, which would be a long drawn out process, which would definitely distract from the stuff that's got to happen here in the next days and weeks. Plus, once all this is over, we can always reveal the truth and then bring people justice later.
You and I are on the same page for quite a lot of things today. I was just thinking, let's set a time bomb.
What? Is that what he said?
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
I mean, this is justice delayed, not justice denied.
Okay, so how will you proceed? You know that Sirius Han is expected home in a couple hours.
Let's have the okay. Let's talk to the ghost and have the ghost lead us to the body. We'll collect all the evidence and then see where we stand with that, and then get the detailed plans.
Okay, the manor is not currently occupied, so you are able to locate the body. And what are you going to do with it? Leave it there just so you know where it is, or take it with you? What's your game plan with this body?
Well, I think so. We'll all be there.
How old is the body?
4 years.
Right.
So still a body?
More or less.
Some bones we can put in a bag?
Yeah, it's still got some flesh on it.
Okay, so I think we should take the head, take the skull, and take, what did he say? He's got a broken leg or a damaged leg?
A crippled leg.
A crippled leg. So we take that as evidence for why his father killed him.
Was he wearing any jewelry or anything, any pendants or anything that would be identifiable as him?
Nothing really identifiable, no.
All right. But this should be enough then to lay the case between that and the evidence, the sworn testimonies of 5 Ghost Wardens. That should be enough to satisfy the court.
Depending on what happens between you and the Emperor, of course.
Well, yeah. But I'm just trying to say that we don't want to do this and then have him come back and move the body later, and then we got nothing. There's no habeas corpus. Literally.
Yeah.
So we'll take that and set it aside, and then now let's go talk to the ghost. So now they got the evidence of the crime protected, so it won't be disposed of.
The ghost is with you. The ghost led you to the body.
Okay, so
he's not super happy about. He's like, "Why are you taking my head?"
Because we need this as evidence of the court to bring justice against Champion Han and his father.
Very well.
All right. So here's how this is going to work. We are going to take this and we're going to bring him to justice, and justice will be served. He'll be held to account for his crime. The imposter who has taken your name and your place will be brought before the court, and I'm sure the court will act accordingly to set that situation to rights as well. Now it's time for you to move on to the next plane of existence.
No, I want to see it happen.
That won't happen for weeks, maybe even years, as this gets drawn out in a court battle, and we don't have the time for that.
No.
You will have to take the word of a whole cadre of Ghost Wardens. Ghost.
Are you going to punch the ghost?
I am going to punch the ghost.
Okay, you punch the ghost and it disappears. So now, are you headed back to the Han's manor?
Yeah, I think we go back and we implement this plan and tell him, once the older guy comes back.
Okay, so you arrive back about the same time Sirius Han does. He arrives moments after you do. Ghost Wardens, what are you doing in my home?
Oh, you have been an evil, bad person. You murdered your own son and put this urchin in his place.
What? How did you?
Did you miss the ghost part of Ghost Wardens?
It's right there in the name, buddy.
Is that what's been haunting us? All right. What do you want? My vote in the council? Money?
We want your vote in the council, and we want you to be exceptionally persuasive with the other members of the council.
Very well. I will do this. Now get rid of that ghost.
That's going to be hard. That's going to be tricky. Well, see what we can do. It might take a few days.
The Imperial Wardens are coming in and are coming the day after tomorrow to handle this themselves.
I need everybody to clear this house so we can have the opportunity to work. This is going to require a great deal of difficulty and a great deal of occult Ghost Warden magic. Very, very secret. Very, very difficult.
Very well.
Booga booga.
Diligent champion, tell Diligent Wah to take the staff and that they will sleep outside as usual. You and I will find an inn. Do not cross me, Ghost Wardens, or you will face bitter vengeance.
Don't threaten me, pal. We know what you did. We know how to remove you from everything that you know and hold dear.
Do not assume that just simply by revealing this that I will still not have enough power left to destroy you.
You are assuming this is all we are holding over you. Back off, buddy. I'm a scientist.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
a scientist.
So what are you going to do in the house while you're not dismissing the ghost?
We'll light some candles, sing some songs, do some chants, a little voodoo, eerie
Toss it for
screams.
more evidence.
Yeah, eerie screams in the night, go through his pockets, look for loose change, that kind of thing.
Okay. So you do that, and the following day you return to the doghouse, and you get another invitation to the Golden Palace. Spend 2 weeks. They invite you back, and unfortunately, it goes exactly as it did before. You sit alone and guarded for most of the day, and then you're dismissed with a notice that the Emperor is engaged with more pressing business and that you should prepare yourselves for a summons in another 2 weeks.
Well, what's going to happen?
When you get back, however, there's a letter waiting for you.
Okay.
Please bestow upon my humble business the prestige of formally greeting you. I am in need of friends able to comport themselves around unquiet spirits. I am a generous and influential supporter to my friends. Cordially yours, Madam Lee, proprietor of the Ox Herd's Ring. And there's an address on it in the Red Blooms district. And that is where we are going to leave it for tonight.
Wow.
Okay.
Huzzah!
You can follow Happy Monster Press on Facebook and Blue Sky as Happy Monster Press, on our website at happymonsterpress.com, on Twitter as Happy Monster PRS, or follow this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. Like what you hear? Support us on Ko-Fi at ko-fi.com/happymonsterpress. The Happy MonsterCast is part of the Savage Worlds Media Network. This podcast references the Savage Worlds game system available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at www.peginc.com. It is unofficial content permitted under the Media Content Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings and unique characters, locations, logos, and trademarks are copyrights of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. All other content is the intellectual property of Happy Monster Press. Music: Ice Cold by Jason Shaw, and Asian Drums by Kevin McLeod of Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license.
Oh, for sure.